So this disc is, I mean, there's nothing holding it on. It's pretty tight. So I might have to wind up using these. So this is a dead blow hammer. This is a pretty large one. Actually, it might be too big for this particular job, but it's all I have available right now. So oh yeah. Okay, so I don't think it's coming off with just a little bit of a tap. I did put a mark down here so that this goes back on the same way it came off, same position. So I'm gonna have to look for some bolts that'll fit that thread, and I'm hoping it's standard, and see if we can get this disc off. So I found some bolts. I think they're standard, and they're fitting a little tight in this whole thread in the disc, but when I go to turn it, it's not turning the wheel too much. So even though it may not be the right, even though it might be a metric bolt thread, this standard bolt seems to be going in. So I'm going to go ahead. It looks like it moved it already a little bit. So you just put two of them in and just tighten this one quarter turn or half, and then go back. Just go back and forth about half a turn, a quarter turn, and it should work it off. So that's what I'm going to see if that's what it does. That worked. There's the bolts. And the reason why they're yellow is they have a special coating on them. So I think that's a standard bolt thread, and it did go in. So if it works, it works, as long as it doesn't chew up the threads too much. So it popped it off, and the mark. Let's see if I can refine the mark. Okay, there's the mark. Hey, the camera can pick it up a little bit. So there's the mark, and then the mark on the is right there. So that'll help me line it back up. So now I got to take these in and get them machined down, clean them up, and hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to get this back together. It's very faint, but I put an R on this disc so that I know it's the right caliper disc that it goes with. Because if you don't, how are you going to know which one's which unless these were placed in different spots? But anyway, probably a good idea to indicate that it's for the right caliper and left caliper. This is the slide pin that has the bolt that goes in the end of it. So it looks like it's 17 millimeter if you actually want the exact size. And somewhere on the internet someone said they used 11/16 in case you don't have a 17 millimeter. The only problem is it's still, if you look, it's still about a 1/60th of an inch too wide. So you'll still have to have a thin head on this 17 millimeter wrench. So I'm gonna go look for one just to see if it's if they do make one in metric. Probably easier to find one in standard, but I'm gonna go look and see because I have a couple days before I need to put this back together. So, but it looks like the real size is 17.